Well, it's crazy because I think a lot of younger people, teenagers or even preteens, start having issues similar to yours and go down a very similar path. And it seems like if your parents or even you don't have the wherewithal to know, like when you start taking the drugs and stuff, okay, this isn't really helping. Like you kind of start that spiral, and it just gets worse and worse. It's like a snowball effect. And then when you get older, you're in your 20s or late 20s or 30s, now you've got reproductive issues, you're impotent, you've got diabetes. And it's like, whoa, like I've only been here for 30 years. Like, what's the next 30 years going to look like? So I think that it's something that we need to really pay attention to our children when they tell us, "Hey, I don't feel good. I have like don't just assume, oh, he's trying to get her going to school or something. You know what I mean? Like we really need to pay attention. Like, what are they eating? What are they getting in school?
Yeah.
Because
What's changed? Yeah.
right, because you mentioned that your generation is pretty much where vaccines kind of started becoming popular and they were starting to get more. I think that I got probably about four, maybe. I can't really remember, but I know now it's what, like 36 or something.
I couldn't even tell you. I think it's like 70, and they have a lot more in the pipeline. Because what happened was there was in 1986 or 7, they had a no liability act that was passed. So that means that the corporations that make these are not liable. You can't sue them directly for the damages. And so when you are awarded any money, us tax people are liable, where
Mm,
our tax money goes to the damaging
I
if
didn't
they
know
even
that.
award you. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. This is a whole, I don't even want to speak on that, given that the censorship that's happening when it
yes.
comes to this
Yeah.
topic. But in my membership, this is stuff we'll go and I'll give documents, sources, all that stuff, like, because
Right.
it's something now that we have to go underground with. But those who seek shall find, because there's people out here that has the legit information. They've experienced it. Um, I'm in groups where I see, people, the damages that's done.
Right.
And it's that's just one factor, unfortunately, right? It's a huge factor, but it's one factor. But given the lifestyle that's being passed on, it's weakening our genes. That's why we're finding children not as tolerable to a lot of things with these autoimmune issues, or they're expediting in these diagnoses of more chronic illnesses due, you know what I mean, to the fact that, like, you kind of kick the can down the road.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Far as like you reproduce, you didn't change your life, lifestyle. And so when you're conceiving a child, it's the snapshot of where your health is and
mm,
where the both of y'all health are.
yeah.
So even though you may not have no chronic signs at the time when you created a child, you're still weakening the genetic information. You know what I mean? And then that child is produced from that snapshot of where you were in health wise,
Right.
so now they have to, and if they continue with your path of lifestyle, they damage it even more and they reproduce. And so the time frame of children getting sick, sometimes they're coming out with deficiencies or being deformed or having autoimmune issues. They're coming out with these things, or they're diagnosed at a really young age. You have children that have chemo, and all these different things can be healed, really,
Right.
because we keep forgetting how intelligent the body is, but we also think that we can outsmart the divinity of our design. You know
Mm,
what I mean? And it's actually really simple, but it's not always easy, given that we're trained to be self-destructive. You know
right.
what I mean? So it just takes the willingness to first of all want something better, want to experience something better outside of where your current state of health and your current lifestyle is, and then taking the accountability, responsibility, take over your own health, which I love you for doing, because that's what you promote. So that's what we're about.